What is going on, everybody? This is Gabriel Jones giving you a drop a sun any chance I get. And today we're going to be doing something we haven't done in a few weeks. We're going to be doing an album reaction. Today it's Brittany Howard and her newest record, What Now? Today's reaction should be a real treat because I have always been fascinated by the work of Brittany Howard. I mainly know her as the lead singer of Alabama Shakes, a band that has supplied the rock scene with plenty of bluesy and soulful southern rock. And of course, I'm a huge fan of the classic sound and color, which would go on to define the band. I still think back to the immaculate Don't Wanna Fight. Like, the emotion Brittany projects on that song just sticks in my mind. I remember seeing the band in 2015 at Mountain Jam Festival, and I can say this as someone with up-close experience. She probably sounds better live than in the studio. You know you found a good singer to follow when their voice sounds just as good, if not better, in person. She's just one of those singers I'm always pleased to return to and be reminded of how great they are. And this video is an excellent opportunity to delve more into her solo work. I got a few hours until the Super Bowl begins. By the time this video gets out, it'll be over, but still, I'm gonna try to pick up the pace as best as I can. Before we delve in though, I want to advise everyone to leave a like and comment for this video because the more engagement the video receives, the more likely YouTube will pick it up in the algorithm, so I thank y'all for that. Also, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell because I could use all the support in the world and it will put a huge smile on my face. With all of that out of the way, it is time to get into What Now? Track number 1, Earth Sign. I appreciate how calming this intro is. Ooh, it's a piano. It's kind of like she's being risen up to the sky. You know, we're kind of going on a cosmic adventure. Ooh! That percussion just really snuck up on me right there. I really like it. Oh man, these drums are really just jumping out at me. Like, they're sort of like the glue to the whole structure. She's kind of wondering, like, when that feeling of affection is gonna really jump out at her, when it's gonna bite her on the arm. The piano's becoming a little distorted. Almost like a feeling of uncertainty. Okay, so that was Earth Sign, and yo, I was really vibing with that one. A really good opener. The basic premise of this song is that Brittany is looking for a love that she's never had before, something that can take her to a new plane that she's never experienced, like something that's just out of this world, in fact. When I hear this song, I almost imagine her just traveling on a rocket ship and she's just shooting into outer space, looking across the galaxy for that perfect partner. The way the whole track escalates too, it's just so bombastic. I love the way the pianos are constructed, almost as if she's just slamming her fingers onto the keys, like constructing no certain melodies, just creating a feeling of chaos. And the drums too, like holy mother of God. I just love the way that she's always able to mix her drums, really make them sound authentic. They really add a little punch to the whole tune, if you know what I mean. It's extremely jazzy when it comes to its sound, and yeah, I think she's really able to capture something with this. Track number 2, I Don't. Something very old school about this one, you know, it really takes me back to like the 60s. Not bad at hitting those high notes. Really adding some blues. That guitar melody right there. Adding some somberness to the whole tune. Yeah, the emotion's not authentic. People just don't know how to project happiness anymore. Someone join in with me as I wallow in my misery. And now it's just Brittany and her guitar, serving as the outro. Alright, so that was I Don't, and we got a very sad song on our hands here. Brittany seems to be singing about how she's not able to feel happiness anymore, she's not able to smile with her eyes, and laugh as if she means it. And she wants to know if there's anyone else out there who feels the same way as her, because She could really use a companion to accompany her in these times of absolute sadness. When it comes to instrumentation, what really jumps out at me is the electric guitar, and you could really picture Brittany just getting into it, playing the instrument on stage, and just really feeling the blues of the whole thing. I also like some of the drumming on this one, and I especially love that peaceful outro, which sounds a lot like the first 30 seconds on Earthstein. That really jumped out at me. It seems as if she's trying to capture a little theme here so far. Overall, I'm pretty impressed by this one. It's not too bad. Track number 3, What Now? The title track. I really like this drumming right here. This is authentic. Ooh, the synth right there is just beautiful. Yes, the electric guitar is doing some wonderful work on this one. Oh, I'm feeling the blues. And I like the bass playing on this one also. Like, it really gets to me a little bit. Yeah, she's just letting all the anger and frustration loose at this point. Wow. Alright, so that was What Now? The title track. And judging by that fact, you could tell that Brittany really wants to make this song stand out. I think on the surface, it might be like a breakup song, like she's breaking up with a girl that she had a long-running relationship with, but now it seems like it's falling apart and she has to like throw in the towel. Or it could be a friend that she has been in touch with for many, many years, but now that friendship is evaporating and Brittany is saying, hey, it looks like we're gonna have to probably separate. According to Brittany, she actually wrote this song during the pandemic when people were just asking themselves, what now? What is our future gonna hold? What is the world gonna become? And it was a question that she wanted to turn into the album title. I know there's some people living through the pandemic whose relationships sort of fell apart because they weren't able to stay in touch, or they lived with each other for so long that the tensions began to arise and everything just exploded. I think that's what she's probably going for here, but either way, I really like that feeling of anger and frustration that's coming out of her lips, you know? Brittany has been an expert at conveying emotion through her singing, and this is just another example of it. The funky guitar and the funky bass line also do a wonderful job at illustrating the picture she's aiming for. And again, the bombastic drums just really get at me. Like, I love the way that they're mixed. Yeah, I think I am understanding why she made this the title track. It's a good job. Track number 4, Red Flags. I like the intro that's sort of like really setting a mood. I thought it was going to be, I came, I saw, I conquered. Yeah, not exactly the line. And it looks like you're getting tangled up in them now. Woo! Whoa! That desperation in her voice. Yeah, this percussion just sounds incredibly ominous, you know? There are the music bowls once more. Alright, so that was Red Flags, and yeah, that one really jumps out at me, like more so than the other 3 songs. This seems to be about a toxic romance that Brittany has found herself in. Like, at first she was enjoying it, they were having a wonderful time together, but quickly the tensions arised and she realized, how did I not spot these red flags at first? And what's even more tragic is that she keeps telling herself that she needs to try harder at this relationship to keep it from falling apart. She talks about, I need to keep myself from waking. It's almost like, you know, I need to wake up and like open my eyes and realize what is actually going on here, you know? You can even refer to it as a wake-up call. The way she sings Don't Let It Die, like, don't let it die! As if she's just screaming at herself, don't let it die, you know? Keep going forward, you know? That's what a good partner is supposed to do. It's almost as if she's trapped in a cycle that her lover set up for her, and it really makes you want to rescue her in a way. I really love how eerie the whole tune sounds. Like, you just get this uncomfortable tone. You know, it just makes you want to curl up and just cover yourself. That's especially attributed to the percussion. Like, I really love how it sounds on the bridge. Like, whoever works as their drummer, you did a splendid job. This might be one of my favorite songs in the album so far, and that is saying a lot because there are a lot of good songs so far. Track number 5, To Be Still. Sometimes I picture what it's like to be a flower, just laying yourself out for the sun to shine on you. You know, just twiddle me between your fingers like a flower stem. The way her voice just picks up like that. Alright, so that was To Be Still. Very short and very simple. This song comes through with a lot of the framing, I think. Like, she's just picturing herself as a flower, just basking in the rays of sun, you know, being picked up by her lover and being carried out while walking through the trail on a nice summer day. At least that's the picture that comes into my brain when I hear this song. It's a very beautiful song. It doesn't rely on too much instrumentation, just Brittany's voice, an electric guitar, some drum tapping here and there. Nothing too crazy. It's just very delicate, like an actual flower. Quite frankly, it's the best song about flowers I've heard since Sway Lee and Post Malone put out their little collab. Track number 6, Interlude.
On a small and lonely planet, traveling through casual space.
The themes of space coming back again. Alright, so that was Interlude. And yo, I really like how it ties in with the album. And what I'm gaining from the annotations is that this might be a Maya Angelou quote. Yeah, we fact checked it and it looks like it was Maya. Yo, honestly, that's really cool. I like how she's evoking the imagery of Maya Angelou, the legendary poet. It's pretty admirable how she's keeping her words alive through the art of music. So props to you there, Brittany. Track number 7, Another Day. Ooh, okay. The percussion is going real hard on this one. You know, we're just going epic mode with it. Yes, peace is something we absolutely have to work for. Treat it as if it's a prize, like you win at a carnival. Yeah, I could just see all the people coming together, dancing in the street to this song, as though if they're having a block party. And the bass plan. Oh, so touching. Alright, so that was Another Day, and that is probably one of the happier songs we have on this listening experience. It seems like a song where Brittany is imploring all of her listeners to come together, join as one, and really have a blast with each other. We just have to work together to create something beautiful, just a magnificent earth to live on, and peace will be our prize in the end. I mentioned before how there was a 60s sound to one of the songs, but here I really feel the 60s vibe. She's talking about peace and love and tranquility, you know, it was all part of the hippie movement back in the day. In fact, it wouldn't surprise me if that's the era she's trying to evoke throughout the whole runtime. Just 60s love in general, and if that's what Brittany is trying to do, if that's what she's trying to pull off, I think she's doing it very wonderfully. Even on the album cover, there's like a lot of vibrant colors and relaxation, and that was kind of like the 60s aesthetic. So yeah, I think I'm really vibing with this one. Percussion was really good, and I really love the bass line. The bass line was just so aggressive, and I really dig that. Yeah, some good work once again, Brittany. Track number 8, Prove It To You. Ooh. For some reason, this sounds like techno. Yeah, I can picture myself rolling on skates. All the feelings are just spilling out of this play, you know? I'm just feeling it right now. The touch of piano is a nice little element to the whole tune. I hope that our nights will end in something very rewarding. Okay, Prove It To You. This is a very different song for Brittany to make. I've never heard her sound like this. There's a real disco-esque kind of melody to this one, And it's sort of about Brittany imploring her lover to give her a chance because she wants to prove just how much she loves her. Tonight's the night. I feel this sense of magic. There's a real spark between us, and we're gonna make something light up. I've never been one to put my affection into words, but I think I can make it happen for once. And there's a real sense of excitement going on with the melodies. The way it goes, doo-doo-doo, doo-doo-doo, doo-doo-doo. Like, I really like that. That one gets me turned. And the rapid pace of the percussion just also gets me into a groove. Like, my legs are getting tired at this point. I can feel the lights just shining down on them as they're like getting into a hypnotic dance and really starting to get frisky with each other, if you would say. Like I said, this is a new path that I think Brittany has taken her music down, but I think she's able to pull something off with it. Yeah, she tried something new and it worked in her favor. Track number 9, Samson. Love the bluesy organ on this one to start off.
I'm living in the future, I'm trying to get along.
I'm trying to get along with you. I'm not necessarily getting along with you.
No, I'm not the person you were introduced to.
Kind of like the love sort of dwindled out. I think that's what she means by that line.
I can't get used to being who you need me to choose.
Yeah, I can't shapeshift to be whoever you want me to be, you know? There's just too much to weigh on me. Ooh, yeah. That saxophone is playing with my emotions right now. Oh, just right in the gut. Okay, so that was Samson. And yo, that one really jumps out at me. This one is just gorgeous. It's the longest song on the album, and I think it really does live up to its runtime. Brittany is singing once again about a deteriorating relationship, and she keeps saying, like, I keep disappointing you, and that's becoming harder and harder to avoid nowadays. And I don't want to always, like, reinvent myself to satisfy you. I also need to think about myself. And honestly, I have no idea what the future holds for the two of us. She's very confused by the direction that this relationship is going in, and it kind of scares her to death. But she needs to be honest with herself. She needs to lay her feelings out for her partner, and this is the best way she knows how to do that. And the music does a wonderful job at capturing that sadness that she possesses, especially when the saxophone and the bluesy keyboard just work together. It's just a perfect combination that just flows like the river. The saxophonist, of course, does all the lifting on this one, especially during like the second half, where they really allow the listener to soak in the somberness. Yeah, I'm not complaining that there was a long instrumental break during like the second half of this song, because it 100% did its job. Track number 10, Patience. And again, we got the slamming of the drums, just really bringing some intensity. Oh! She is able to just let it all out. You go, girl. You go, Brittany. Ooh, and I hear some high-pitched pianos right there. A little touch. You don't want to rush into anything because that's when everything starts to untangle. Okay, so that was Patience, and yeah, that one is pretty straightforward with its messaging. This song is about how you shouldn't try to make love happen as soon as possible. Don't rush into anything. You just gotta take your time, build the chemistry over a while, and soon you two will be head over heels, inseparable, nothing will break. It's very calming, it takes its time, you know, that's what the tempo is like. Of course, that's probably what Brittany was aiming for. Once again, I love the drum work on this one, and I really love the way she's able to hit those high notes. Yeah, another relaxing tune from our dear Brittany. Track number 11, Power to Undo. You know, sort of like a baby being baptized. I will not let this relationship fall apart that easily. Not on my watch. Oh my god. I was not expecting that guitar to just slam me in the face. Oh yeah, this motherfucker is built for the stadiums. Yes. Woo! Wow. That was really cool. Power to Undo. Oh, that was a jam. Alright, pushing aside all the badassery with the guitar shredding, I think what the song is about is how Brittany is trying to prevent this relationship from falling apart. She's saying that her lover is trying to undo all the progress that they've made, but she doesn't want that to happen. On the outro, she sings, "You have the power because I gave it to you." Maybe that's hinting that Brittany started the relationship, it was her idea, and now the other partner is saying, "I don't want to be a part of this anymore." So maybe that's what she's going for. Aside from that, I wasn't paying too close attention to the lyricism because I was just getting lost in the rock and roll of the whole fucking jam. Like, holy shit, Brittany. Oh my god, you really got to me. Oh my god, like that guitar work was just immaculate. Like, A+++. That's 3 pluses on your report card, girl. I can picture this doing extremely well at concerts. Like, I can just see it now. Like, I need to buy that second ticket to see Brittany because, whoo-wee, she knows how to rock a concert. But enough of my adrenaline rush. Let's get on to the closing track of the LP. Track number 12, Every Color in Blue. Okay, nice drum tapping, nice guitar plucking to open us up. Ooh, a little bit of a trumpet melody right there. Ooh, building momentum. You know, I almost picture it as like a rocket ship, you know, landing back down on Earth. You know, it's like it's traveling through space and we're going back to land. Ooh, and then we get some pianos to calm us down a little. Whew! I am just living for those high notes. Whew! Now we're kind of relaxing now. The trumpet just playing us out. Alright, so that was Every Color in Blue. Good closer, not gonna lie. If I'm gonna guess what this song means, because I'm stumping on it a little bit, I think it's sort of about how the relationship Brittany is in right now is quickly falling apart and she's seeing all of this sadness just wipe over her. She just feels herself collapsing and she just wants her partner to just sort of like leave and get out, you know, exit while you can, because I've put in all the energy that I can, but it's just all for nothing. The dopamine has disappeared and I am just empty. I have nothing inside me. That's probably why the song is titled Every Color in Blue, you know, blue obviously being the color of sadness. And she just isn't able to escape that feeling. It's just unbreakable. That last line, "I can't believe I'm all out of rainbows," is pretty heartbreaking to read. Like, oh my god, just right in the heart. It's a little bit sad that we had to end the LP on a downer note, but I'm sure it all is for the picture that Brittany's aiming to paint. And you know what? I want to study that painting a little bit more. So what I'm going to do is take a break. I'll come back once I've listened to the album a second time, and I'll give you my final thoughts then. Bear with me. Alright, I am back, and I'm ready to give you my final thoughts on Brittany Howard's What Now? I mentioned how I first saw Alabama Shakes at Mountain Jam Festival, and this album really does take me back. I can still picture myself sitting in the forest, chomping on soft serve ice cream, and the aroma of weed is filling the air. Bringing the whole experience together is Brittany Howard going electric on the stage. But here I get to appreciate Brittany's emotions a little more. What Now has a theme of yearning, where Brittany desires to feel emotions for her partners, for her friends, and for herself. She wants to build a real connection with the person she's dating, but finds too often that's a struggle. Unfortunately, we end the listen on a moody note, making us concerned for where Brittany is going next. But perhaps it's good to let that sadness sit with you, because it gives you the opportunity to reflect on your inner self. What makes this album a joy to listen to is how cosmic Brittany makes it feel. The entire record has a 60s aesthetic to it. From the feelings of psychedelic rock, to the old-timey blues melodies, to the themes of peace and love. I also dug the drum work from Nate Smith and the additional guitar work from Brad Allen Williams. I took note of how each track ends with the sound of standing bells. It reminded me so much of Jhené Aiko's Chilambo, where singing bowls were a central instrument to the whole project. It really shows how Brittany is putting her mind at ease, which is essential when you consider the anguish that she's going through. What Now is perfect for when you want to get lost in your thoughts, go to a peaceful zone, and sort out all your troubles. And Brittany was brilliant for offering us that space. I really don't want to pick favorites and least favorites for this album because it is perfect. Like, it's a 10 out of 10. And I can see it becoming very essential to Brittany's discography. Like, I don't want to choose Samson over To Be Still or Prove It to You over Another Day. Like, I love them all equally, okay? Just don't pressure me into making a ranking. But anyway, that's it for today. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this album reaction. I had a lot of fun with this one. I hope you did too. It might even become one of my favorite albums of 2024. We'll have to see about that. Right now, I gotta head off to watch the Super Bowl, and who knows, maybe Travis will finally make that proposal to Taylor. We'll just have to see what happens there. But in the meantime, if you want to follow me on social media, be sure to check out my Blue Sky, my Twitter, my Twitch, and my TikTok. Links will be in the description. And that will do it for today. My name is Gabriel Jones, and the sun may be setting, but I hope you were able to soak up those drops. Take care.